Yirby's Arcanist videos. Wait, what's an Arcanist? Hey guys, Yirby here bringing you some Arcanists. Now, this is a game that most people don't really know about. It's kind of unknown. On the FunOrb website, run by Jagex, which also runs a more commonly known game called RuneScape. But this is a fun little game. It's kind of like Worms, if you've ever played that, where the Worms have machine guns and kamikazes and all those just weird stuff, and they shoot each other, and it's just a general fun turn-based game. But Arcanist is a bit differently, because instead of military weapons, you have spells. When you're a non-member, you have access to limited spells, of course. The most commonly being the arcane spells, the fire spells. But I'm going to be showing you a bit of the member spells. So making your first book, I'm going to go book by book, ignoring the arcane book because it's just generally known as the weakest, and you don't get a special boost for just using that book. But that being said, there are good spells in it. One of the good spells is, of course, teleportation. It's basically a necessity. If someone knocks you off the edge of the screen and you fall into water and you don't have the spell, you immediately lose 1/3 of your health, which is basically the entire game. You can't really recover from that easily. Another good spell to have is Zero Shield. This allows people. This makes it so people can't knock you off the screen the first turn. However, this makes I'm sorry. You can only use the spell on the beginning of a turn and it's automatically used. So you can't use it again, and that takes up a space, a very precious space for a spell. So I don't use it. Another good spell to have is Arcane Flash, which allows you to just knock a character off the screen. They lose their turn and health, and they'll lose 1/3 of their health if they don't have a teleportation spell ready. A lot of people complain that it's cheap to use, but whatever. You play to win, and other people are going to do the exact same thing to you, so don't feel bad about it. The book that I'm going to do first is the Fire book. Bread and butter spell, Fireball does 50 damage, nice. Lava Bomb does 50 damage when it explodes and shoots fragments everywhere, very nice. Fire Shield protects you from oncoming spells. Napalm shoots little balls of fire at them. It's not very accurate, so I don't like it. But when you have all of the fire spells, it gives you a special boost, so I'm going to take it anyway. Rain of Fire, basically a bunch of fireballs hit your opponent. Good spell. Dragon. How can you say no to that, right? Rain of Arrows, it's a more directed spell of Rain of Fire. Napalm Bomb, a more useless version of Napalm. Flame Wall, directed fireball. Magma Bomb. Oh, shoot, I think I messed this up. My bad. Lava Bomb is like a fireball bomb that can only do 50 damage. This one is the one with the fragments, so my apologies there. Fire Arrow, a more precise version of a fireball that you can direct at other people across the stage, and a volcano is just a volcano. So, if you plan out your book like I do, you would have Teleportation, Flash, all of the fire spells, and then 2 spells left over for whatever you want. A lot of people choose spells in the Time book because, the Book of Cogs, because there are very little preliminary spells that you have to pick. One of the good spells to have is Towers, because Towers give you immediate health and protection. So I'm going to click one of the Towers, and then you basically need just another free spell. So I'm going to take one from the Book of Light, which is an immediate protection shield. And those are the 2 spells I'm going to have. So this is a bit of a fire spell tutorial, and I'll be with you guys in a second to show you how it's used in battle. Hey guys, Yirby here bringing you some Arcanists. So as you can notice, I'm using the same spells as I loaded last screen. You can see them all here, except for the spells that I can't use for a few turns. Right now I'm fighting Silk, not I. To summon my full familiar and do maximum damage with fire spells, I'm going to have to summon my complete fire familiar. And it looks like I could possibly throw a bomb and do heavy damage to him, but I don't want to yet. I want to conserve my HP until it damages him severely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to castle next to him prevent him from flying out, and hopefully I can just drop a bomb here next turn and do a lot of damage. So as you can see, the tower not only added some protection, but gave me added health. Now he is attempting to fly out, but as you can notice, the circle around his character is his character's length, and his character is too large to get out of that hole, so he's just going to be stuck here. So I believe what he's attempting to do is he's going to fly into the little hole that he created with his minor spell, which is a spell that he can use in between major spells which end your turn. And as you can see, he just towered, and to not only protect himself but to damage me, because that is a aura tower which damages people that get close to it. Luckily, I can destroy it in one hit with my flame wall, which normally does 50 damage, but since I have a flame familiar, it does 50% more than 50 damage, which would be 75 damage. And that hits and immediately disintegrates his tower. Along with this, if I hide in that hole later in the game, the firewall will protect me from other spells. Unfortunately, if he goes down there, that would be a problem, because that would then protect him from other spells. But I digress. So he just has another tower at this point, which is very bad for me. Luckily, I have Arcane Flash. No, Arcane Flash won't quite reach. I could attempt to throw a magma bomb, but that might do more damage than good. But if I do that, he might land in my flame wall, which would damage him severely. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to go on this side, and I'm going to right here, and I'm going to try to throw a magma bomb, which is a more powerful version of a lava bomb, and try to see if I can damage him pretty badly. Unfortunately, my flame wall interfered with the throw, as you can see it hovering, and it really didn't do any damage to him. So that's just not generally good. What he's probably going to do is make me fall into my own flame wall, which would damage me. But as you can see, I'm still slightly on the wall. Gravity doesn't work like it normally does in this game, obviously, because you can see the part of floating land there. So it works similar. It works similarly to worms in that respect. So I believe I still have the same amount of health that I started with, minus the 100 for my Flame Familiar. So as you can see, oh, jeez. What happened is he messed up with his bomb spell, which did damage me and destroyed my castle, but it damaged him much more severely. He's down to 170 health now. It's probably one of the worst things you can do in Arcanists is hit yourself with the most powerful bomb in the game. So I have a direct hit right now, so I'm just going to go straight for my Fireball spell and hit him. Just do direct damage, no shielding, no protection. So I did hit it with maximum damage. It did 95. No, I'm sorry. He has 95 health. It did the maximum of 75 damage. So this is just a great hit. Though fireballs aren't very hard to hit to begin with. So he used Blast from the Past, a minor spell, does 5 damage. I would assume that he would try to protect himself at this point, try to use a castle or, trap me in rocks like he just did. What I'm worried is if he has Mega Boulder, it would do tremendous damage to me. So I need to be very careful of that. Right now I'm going to use Rain of Fire. So one more hit after this hit would kill. So that's what I'm going to go for. So good. So he has 20 health at this point. Mega Boulder probably wouldn't kill at this range because it's very hard to control. Plus the angle of the hill would cause it to bounce away from me. Instead he used a wind shield. So any attack that's not on top of him will not hit him. Besides thunder. So that is a good spell on his part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tower once more and break out of the rocks so I can hit him directly next turn. And if he uses Mega Boulder, it definitely won't kill me now. If I were him, I would probably tower at this point, knowing that I can definitely kill him in one shot now. So yeah, he used Mega Boulder. He missed completely. I don't think that's even going to damage me once, which means that this time I can just go to him, and stand on top of him and use my spell, and it will damage me, but it won't kill me, and it will kill him. So this is the Fire book. It's generally looked upon as the weakest. It's not the weakest, but the worst book, just because you have to sacrifice so much of your HP for so little gain. And I'll show you the next book next time. So see you guys later, and have a nice day! Master of Flame achievement. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe.